Get promos and discounts from Filipino startups. Check out our partners at the description. Ellie Besislao is Managing Director at Block. Block is building an ecosystem of students and professionals in the Web3 space for nation and capacity building. Hello, Ellie. Welcome to the Startup Podcast PH. We're very happy to have you. Kamusta? Kamusta?
Ayun, thank you, Johnny, for inviting us, dito sa Startup Podcast PH, no? So we're very happy and we're very humbled na you invited us to be in your program. So we're doing good. We're quite busy kasi ang daming mga nangyayaring activities ngayon left and right. And we have like parang may mga hackathons kami na nangyayari every now and then. So medyo busy lang yung team, but we're doing good. Thank you so much for asking. We hope that you're doing good as well.
Yeah, very busy now si Block. Exciting yung mga hackathons na inyong hinahandle kumbaga for students, for professionals. And actually, you're doing this for the larger Web3 space in the Philippines. And I'm very excited kasi it's been a long time na makaka-interview kami ulit ng startup, ng network in the Web3 space. Medyo matagal akong di naka-interview ng Web3 related eh. So yeah, let's start Let's start by I'm gonna ask you Ellie to introduce what really is Block. So ano nga ba ang Block, Ellie?
Okay, so yung Block or the Block, no, we are a non-profit and social impact-driven organization. Yung Block, meron siyang ibig sabihin. Ang ibig sabihin nun is Blockchain Lead Organization and Knowledge Center. So technically, yun yung reason ba't ganun yung spelling niya. While at the same time, adding into the pun din, kapag nasa Web3 ka kasi na space or blockchain space, meron kasing mga pun yung hold, di ba? Binabaliktad nila.
Hodl, yeah.
Hodl, di ba? Yung build, biddle. So, we did the same pun with dun sa word na block. Then, binagbaliktad namin yung KNC. But at the same time, may meaning naman siya, which is yung nabanggit ko nga kanina, no? So, what we do mostly is focus on education, training and certification. And then, most of the time, we're focusing on core, we call it the 5E. So, yung 5E na yon, these are events, education, experience, employment, enterprise. So, the idea is that through events, people will learn. So, that's the education part. And yung mga events naman namin, hindi lang naman siya yung mga theoretical na mga events or activities. We do have mga hands-on and practical activities din sa mga events. That's where experience comes from. And all those experience, you could use it for opening doors of employment. And eventually, since we are heavily invested rin in doing hackathons, we're hoping that you could use and or make our organization as your avenue for you to put up your own enterprise in the near future. So yun naman yung reason. So we're just focusing on those things most of the time.
Oh, ang galing, ang galing. Ang galing ng 5E kasi this is a network, you're building a community pero may structure, may very strong structure behind And it's actually magdadagdag ako ng ng E dun sa 5E. It's actually end to end Parang in what I see it's end to end na you're building this community and you're helping these students, these young professionals, up to employment and enterprise. Pero you're doing this in the Web3 space So linawin muna natin yan sa ating mga audience. So ano nga ba ang Web3? What really is Web3 and ano ba yung parang impact niya maybe in the future, in the future of tech space, in the future of society maybe?
So, yung Web3 siguro in layman's term, ito yung application ng blockchain technology. Kasi before naman when we started what we are doing way back in 2015, wala pa namang Web3. No one is using Web3 back in the days. They're just using either it's blockchain space or it's crypto space. Ganun lang siya eh. But now we're using Web3. Why? Marami na kasing application ngayon yung blockchain technology, no? So you could apply it in payments, you could apply it in verification, you could apply it in gaming, and so many other things pa, no? So simply put, yung Web3 is the application of blockchain technology. Ngayon naman, ang ginagawa ng iba, to make it simple for people to understand, kumbaga may Web 1, may Web 2, may Web 3. So ano ba yung Web 1, no? Or yung Web before? It's just read-only things, no? So, kung ano nakikita mo sa internet, that's it. And then Web 2 comes in, wherein nandun na yung mga, may read and write na siya na capability. So, you can read, you can write. So, yung mga bagay-bagay na yan. And Web 3 ngayon is that you could interact and you could monetize. So, ganun na yung idea ngayon ng Web 3. So, before, it's hard to monetize your contents, di ba? Pero, Ngayon it's easy to monetize the content. Nagiging distributed yung mga bagay-bagay kapag nasa Web3 space. But then again, as what I mentioned, simply put, yung Web3 is just the application of blockchain technology itself. So if nag-apply ka ng blockchain or nag-apply ka ng crypto sa isang bagay, it could be called na Web3 na rin siya.
So si Web3 ay application ng blockchain technology. And then what I understand I think si Web3 beyond read and write, it's kumbaga yung the people also own their content in the web, in the internet space, in the web space So may ownership din. Kaya rin palang nade-democratize yung power ng paghawak ng Web3 kasi hindi lang isang entity, I guess, yung may hawak ng lahat ng content, kundi kung ikaw yung gumawa niyan, ikaw yung may-ari niyan, kaya maaari mong ma-monetize yan. But speaking of this, then you build block as a community, as a network, as an ecosystem. So, ano ba yung parang challenges maybe in Web3, in like the proliferation of Web3 education? Bakit nyo kailangan gumawa ng ganitong klaseng network, ng ganitong klaseng startup? So, why did you create Block?
Siguro, yung narrative naman namin hindi nagbago ever since, no? Since we started. Nung nag-start kasi kami before, una ang gusto lang namin is proper education. Kasi ang dami na scam during that time. Like, 2016, 2017, ang dami na scam, no? About sa crypto space. Ang dami na scam. Hindi lang siya malilit na amount eh. Sometimes, ang dami nga news before, billions of peso or even billions of dollars, no? Yung na-scam sa mga tao. So sabi namin, maybe we have to do something kasi we understand the tech, we understand how it works. We know how to avoid these things. So we started before, lang siya dati, community-led, community-driven activities lang siya. So ang ginagawa namin before, me and my co-founders, nagkaambagan kami, no, in order for us to put up an event. Yung event na yon is about Crypto 101 or Blockchain 101 where we teach people what's the proper way to learn blockchain and crypto. Hindi yung tipong tuturuan namin kayo mag-trade, hindi yung tipong ito kailangan dito kayo gumawa ng wallet ninyo. No, it's just about the technology itself, how to utilize the technology and how to take care of yourself sa space, no. So, yun yung ginagawa namin before. And then we keep on continuing doing that kasi nakita nga namin na napakalaki pa ng gap eh. A lot of people doesn't understand the technology, especially 2016, 2017. Lumalapit kami sa mga schools. They don't understand anything about it. Sobrang taas pa ng barrier to entry. So talagang hirap kami during that time, no, na mag-coordinate with school, mag-work together with school. But alam namin kung nasan yung gap eh. Kasi yun na yung narrative and thesis namin ever since na blockchain will become one of the driving force pag nagkaroon ng change sa IT space. And it's happening, no? It's happening. It's one of the emerging technology right now na people are all eyes on it. So sabi namin, that was 2017, no? Sabi namin, within the next 5 to 10 years, we will be needing blockchain developers. We will be needing workforce that are knowledgeable in blockchain. But the problem is, we don't know how it works. We don't even have workforce who knows about blockchain. In 2017, siguro bilang lang sa daliri yung mga kilala naming developers na marunong ng blockchain. As in, bilang lang sa daliri. And most of them are employed, working for companies abroad. So sabi namin, napakalaki ng gap natin. We have to increase this number of developers na marunong ng blockchain. We have to increase the number of workforce na may alam about blockchain. So, hindi naman kailangan developer ka just for you to start, alam mo yun, working in the blockchain space Kasi may non-developers na mga work or opportunities na meron dito. So yun yung nakita naming low-hanging fruit. So what we did is that we started doing mga workshops, we started doing mga trainings, we started working with several companies, schools, private institutions to come up with like a curriculum para to learn blockchain. So that's where we started. So we have our own syllabus. Yung syllabus namin ngayon is being offered na rin sa mga schools. UP is actually one of the universities we're offering blockchain elective courses. So they've integrated already blockchain electives. So yun yung pinaka-problem. And I think hindi lang sa blockchain, no. Problem rin siya sa greater tech industry. Na there's really a huge gap when it comes to the academe and the industry. Why? Kasi most of the things na natututunan natin sa school are theoretical we can't even apply, no? We can't even do hands-on activities para sa mga natutunan natin. And what more, I'm not really blaming yung mga professors, instructors natin, no? But most of them kasi hindi na sila umalis dun sa comfort zone, eh. So parang kung ano yung tinuturo nila 10 years ago, yun pa rin yung tinuturo nila ngayon. Without actually checking the trend, kung nagagamit pa ba yun or being useful pa ba siya sa industry at the moment. So kaya lagi namin sinasabi, if merong mga professors na nagtuturo as an industry instructor sa mga schools, napakaswerte ng mga estudyante na may industry practitioner na mga instructor or professors, no? Kasi they learn yung mga, kumbaga, ano yung nasa market ngayon, the trend itself. So siguro yun yung pinaka-problem, yung gap talaga sa skills ng student, lalo yung mga fresh grad. Nako, ang dami mga fresh grad na parang wala silang, ewan ko, natutunan for the last 4 years na nag-aaral sila. So, nandun yung pinaka-sentiments talaga namin.
Yeah, first of all, actually, I agree, na dapat mas maraming collaborations ang industry with the academe. And sana nga, actually, yung ibang schools naman parang meron yung regular curriculum review like I think every 5 years. Pero minsan hindi naaalay na mabuti yung pangangailangan ng industry doon sa academe. Kasi napakabilis din naman talaga ng pag-evolve, ng pag-develop ng technology in the industry space. I mean, like in the past 5 years, ilan yung nag-usbungan ng mga tech na deep tech, may AI tayo dyan, may blockchain, may crypto. So, and ngayon, napakarami pong mga nag-uusbungan, di ba, ng mga bagong tech. So, napakabilis din and ang hirap din talagang sabayan ng academe kasi you have to design curriculum pa, you have to train the teachers para sila yung makapagturo ng maayos. But ayun, no, but I very much agree na dapat nga naaalay na mabuti yung kumbaga ano ba yung nangyayari sa industry and dun sa mga natuturo sa schools and universities. And ang dami kong gustong tanungin sa'yo, Ellie, kasi you said na nag-start ka 2015, 2016. I mean, very, 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 di ko pa nga alam ata kung anong Bitcoin or crypto nun. So, you're very early in this space. Later, I'll ask you more about that, Pero
Sure.
puntahan muna natin yung the exact things that you're doing at Block. So, you mentioned meron kayong hackathons, meron kayong education, pero what are all the things that you're doing at Block? And kumbaga, ano ba yung parang pinaka-essence talaga nito? What's your goal? What are your goals for this? Ano ba talaga yung gusto niyo mangyari with this?
Actually, nabanggit mo na siya kanina nung in-introduce mo ako, no? It's really to build, or it's about nation and capacity building. The idea is very simple, no? Ang thesis lang namin is that before we became parang the BPO capital of the world. 'Di ba? A lot of jobs are being outsourced here in the Philippines. Why? Because we're good. 'Di ba? We're very good. That's why ina-outsource natin yung mga job. And to tell you honestly, most of the blockchain companies or dev shops, what we call it, or mga blockchain solutions company, marami silang mga employees na Pinoy, na Filipino,
Yeah.
na nasa team nila. So, technically, Filipinos are capable of doing or providing this solution. Ang problema lang, wala lang tayong access when it comes to resources, distribution, network, on where to get these, alam mo yun, clients, or where to get or source these mga possible na partners, no? So, ang goal namin is that to equip every developers in the Philippines ng blockchain skill set. So, it doesn't matter, no? Ang The Block, we are an agnostic blockchain education company. So, meaning to say, we could cater to whatever blockchain protocol there is na gustong mag-build ng developers pipeline nila sa Philippines. So, ang daming protocol ngayon, no? Ang pinaka-simple na lang is that it's categorized into two things at the moment. We have the what we call EVM, or yung mga Ethereum virtual machine na related na mga blockchain. So, meaning to say, it's built on top of Ethereum. Tapos, meron mga non-EVM. So, sila naman yung, it's not built for Ethereum, but may iba silang structure, no? May iba silang way ng pagkakagawa. So, ang goal namin is to equip every developer with all those skill sets. Para, let's say, for example, mag-a-apply ka sa isang blockchain company. Sasabihin mo sa kanila na, you know what, I'm a blockchain developer applying for this position. I know 5 blockchain protocols. So, pag sinabi nilang, what do you mean 5 blockchain protocols? I know how to build on top of these different blockchain protocols. And when I say I know, not just theoretically, but I could actually deploy something like an actual product na pwede mo magamit, pwede mo makita on the blockchain itself, on-chain, no? So, ganun yung pinaka-idea namin. So, the thesis is very simple. Again, equip all the Filipino developers, and not only the Filipino developers, but also the Filipino workforce with those knowledge. Kasi sabi nga natin kung nagawa natin maging BPO capital of the world, I don't think na hindi natin kakayanin maging blockchain capital of the world. To be honest, ngayon marami nang ina-outsource na mga jobs sa Philippines, no? Both developer and non-developer na mga task, ina-outsource na yan sa atin. Marketing, community management, ina-outsource yan dito sa Philippines. May mga programmers na dito ina-outsource sa atin sa Philippines. Why? We have a good rate. Competitive yung rate natin dito. I mean, well, it's really cheap compared to other countries. But in terms of quality, it's competitive. At the same time, we're good in communication as well. So it's easy for them to communicate with us. So meron tayong mga edge talaga. And lastly, ang lagi din namin sinasabi is that we want to change the narrative Kasi every now and then, if makita mo yung mga nire-release na news about blockchain adoption, crypto adoption, all over the world, Philippines is constantly in the top 5 of those reports. Lagi tayo nasa top 5 Diba? Dun sa top 1 to 5. Actually, sa recent report nga ng CoinGecko, number 3 tayo next to UK and US. So imagine, number 3 tayo global. The problem is that narrative is only focused on Philippines as being a user and consumer. So we want to change that. We want Philippines to be on top, but not just a user and consumer, but actually a builder. We could build product, we could produce product, and this time, sila naman yung gagamit ng mga products na binibuild natin. So yun yung pinakagusto naming narratives na mabago.
Actually, ang galing, ang galing. I mean, genuinely, I'm mind blown with all of this. I very much agree with all you said, Ellie. First of all, actually, I'm convinced na sana nga magkaroon kahit mag-start lang as elective, magkaroon ng blockchain development courses, programs sa mga universities kasi tama yung sinabi mo about the Philippines, like tayo, maybe somehow we can be labeled as the BPO capital of the world. Pero actually, ang dami rin natin mga developers, mga devs, mga software devs na ina-outsource natin. And that's true. I also agree na ang galing ng mga Filipino devs. Pero ayun nga, going back to what we have discussed about earlier, na ang tech space ay ang bilis na nag-evolve. Kaya yung mga devs natin, kung mag-stuck ang mga devs natin na marunong lang like sa mga traditional na programming languages and yung traditional na programming, hindi tayo makakasabay when the whole world builds the Web3 or the blockchain space na So maganda rin na yung mga Filipino devs natin ay marunong ng blockchain development. And I also want to comment about the Philippines being like a top in the Web3 space pero consumers. I mean, I think in general naman medyo ganun talaga ang Pilipinas, medyo tayo consumerist. I mean, medyo malakas talaga tayo mag-consume. Pero I also agree na sana nga in the future, and I think that's what also Block is looking at, na tayo naman by our own, yung nagde-develop, nagbe-build, and maybe nag-export ng mga products, mga programs natin in the future. I actually very much agree with your narrative, and with that, I mean, really support sa inyong ginagawa, Eddie.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's go sa sa mga kwento nga behind the block. So I'm actually very curious nung 2015 pa lang, 2016, medyo Bitcoin pa lang ata ito, yung parang sikat nito or baka hindi pa nga talaga sikat at all ang crypto. So how did you in the first place learn about crypto, learn about blockchain? How did you like in the very first place get into this space?
Actually, na-introduce sa akin yung crypto way back pa, siguro mga 2012 pa. I remember during that time, yung crypto parang nasa 6,000 pesos pa lang ang isang Bitcoin during that time.
Oh.
Nasa 6,000 pesos.
$120.
Dollars. So ngayon,
Yeah.
magkano na siya, di ba? 3 million yata ngayon. So
60,000 USD, mga 3 million. Yeah.
It was introduced to me back then, during that time, by a friend who's actually a bank manager in Bank of Kuwait. So sa Kuwait siya nagwo-work. Tapos IT manager siya doon. Tapos sabi niya, i-check nyo tong Bitcoin. Sabi niya ganun. It's coming from someone working on a bank. Sabi niya, check nyo tong Bitcoin kasi there's a huge potential for this thing to become the future of money. Sabi niya, yun lang yung sabi niya, very simple. Pero that time kasi, syempre, I was still a student during that time. So sabi ko, parang ano ba yung na yan? Parang ano ba yung Bitcoin na yan? Parang anong meron ba dyan? But I tried to read about it. Tried to learn it. Pero 2015 na ako talaga nag-start na pumasok dun sa space, no? So during that time, I think parang that's the time na I learned about CoinsPH. And then CoinsPH pa lang nung time na yon. Tapos what happened is that I started talaga dun sa mga mining stuff Kasi dati kasi, parang, you could earn your Bitcoin eh. Could earn your Bitcoin by doing mining. In fact, pwede mo nga gamitin yung cellphone mo dati para makapag-mine ka ng mga Satoshi. Yung smallest unit ng Bitcoin, no? Pwede kang makapag-earn ng mga Satoshi just by using your phone. And then after that, you need a computer, a CPU, then a GPU, and so on and so forth na, no? Na ngayon, kailangan mga Antminers na talaga. So, yun yung naging start. And then after that, 2015 going to 2016, lumabas si Ethereum. So we started mining Ethereum din kasi during the time nasa mining stage nga, no. So we started mining Ethereum during the time. Ang dami mo pang pwedeng ma-mine na Ethereum in a day, no.
Mine.
Oo, so parang siguro yung mga kasamahan kong miners din before na nagbebenta lagi ng mga Ethereum. Laking pagsisisi din siguro nila kasi
Binenta
bebenta
ng
sila.
maaga.
Kasi mura lang Ethereum during the time. Siguro
Mm.
mga $8, $15. Mga ganun lang eh.
Oh, doon ngayon
Isa.
3,000 na eh. Parang nasa
Mga
2,000
ganun
to
lang,
3,000 na.
yung presyo niya. Oh. So, ganun yung idea. And then, after that, nag-meet kami ng mga co-founders ko during that time. Galing sila sa stocks naman sila, stock market. They were trading sa stock market. Tapos, they decided to look at crypto. So, sabi nila, let's try to look into crypto kasi that's another parang way to make money. So, syempre, as a trader, they know that pag volatile yung market, that's where you make money. Kasi volatile yung market di ba? So, mabilis yung galaw niya up and down. So, you could make money out of it. So, they decided to start sa crypto space. And then, ayun, we hit it up. Nakita namin na may mga tao na rin na gustong mag-start sa space. But they don't know how. They don't know where to start. And most of the time, lagi pa silang naloloko. Especially nung mga time na yon, uso pa yung mga guru na nagtuturo about crypto na ang gagawin lang is pagagawain ka lang ng Coins Wallet account. Tapos you have to pay for that. Like 5,000 pesos to 15,000 pesos. Just for a Coins Wallet account, no? So, ganun yung nangyari. And then, after that, we started doing yung mga workshops, mga events, mga seminars, online, offline. And then we started working on kung anong ginagawa namin ngayon. And until now, we're still doing it. So parang we've come a long way na rin, no? But comparing to before and now, I think it's easier for us to teach people about blockchain compared to before. Kasi mas parang lower na yung barrier to entry ngayon compared to before. So, ganun yung mga ginagawa namin before. That's how it started. So, technically, yung mga kasama ko ngayon, we've been together since 2015, 16. So, kami
Wow.
magkakasama. And we're still doing the same thing, still have the same vision, still the same narrative that we are speaking. So, hindi yun nagbago. So, ganun pa rin siya.
Amazing. Siguro continuing lang so how did you form pa yung kumbaga yung community pa mismo ni Block? So how did you go to schools? How did you get these people na actually that's also true what you said na naging mataas na nga rin yung interest in general ng mga Filipinos sa Web3 Pero how did you form this larger ecosystem? Kumbaga ano pa ba yung mga ginawa ninyo to build the community further?
Siguro, one thing that we can say is, ito lagi din namin sinasabi, very important yung reputation mo sa space na to. So, when you have a good reputation, it's easy really to connect to people. So, what we did is that we leverage those reputation, connections na meron kami, network, in order to get into those schools. At the moment, we have 82 university partners all over the Philippines. Like every time or from time to time, we have activities happening in those universities. Hindi lang namin lang po sa school, but every now and then, we have activities happening within the university ground. Yung agreement namin sa kanila or yung partnership namin sa kanila is in a form of MOA. So, meron talaga siyang documents. Minsan kasi may mga, there are communities kasi na they're partner with the school, but in just words lang yun, usapan lang yun. So, for us kasi, it's a formalized agreement talaga with the MOA, signed MOA. And then, nandun yung mga activities na ginagawa namin sa kanila. So, yung mga activities na yun, it ranges from mga workshops, seminars, mga activities, boot camps. We even have train the trainers. We even have internship included on those activities na pwede namin gawin together. So, what we did before is that, ayun, we started with working with, kunwari, isang department lang sa university. And then eventually, yung mga program kasi namin, hindi lang siya pang isang department eh. It could go to other department din. Hanggang saan nangyari, yung partnership, yung agreement, umakyat na papunta sa university level. So meaning to say, may mga partners kami na may multiple branches eh. Like STI, they have 63 branches nationwide. So we could do our activities in any STI. national university, we have multiple branches din. So meaning to say, we could also do activities namin sa iba pang mga national university. So, ganun yung nangyari sa mga parang agreement, activities, or partnership namin with the school. And then, from there, nag-ugat na rin, nagkaroon kami ng mga student orgs. We have our own student and youth organization na ang focus din is blockchain. So we call them the Junior Blockchain Education Consortium of the Philippines. So ang goal nila talaga is to help their co-students or the studentry really to learn about blockchain properly, not the trading part but actually the tech itself, how they can use it, how can they utilize it. And every now and then may mga activities din sila sa school, like they have their own workshop, they have their own hackathon na student based talaga. Actually, we have an upcoming activity pa nga kasi napansin namin na syempre pag hackathon, medyo mali pa kasi yung medyo may misconception pa kasi yung mga Filipino when it comes to hackathon. So, kasi akala nila 1 day lang yun, 2 days lang yan, mga ganyan. Pag nag-hackathon kasi kami, madalas 5 to 6 weeks yung hackathon namin. Kasi it's more of a hackathon incubation yung nangyayari. So, meaning to say, after matapos ng hackathon, hindi lang idea yung meron ka. It's actually a business idea na pwede mong i-continue and then maghanap ka ng mga possible investor mo para dun sa idea na yun. So, nagiging business talaga siya. And may mga startups na nag-emerge sa cohort namin coming from that. So, recently, meron yung kakatapos lang na yung Compete, yung National Startup Competition ng QBO, ng Idea Space, siya ng DOST, DICT. So, yung nag-national champion doon, si Kasha, is actually from our... And yung isang co-founder doon is a UP student din, no? Sa chemistry. Sa chemistry. So, sila yung nag-champion. Sila yung nag-champion doon sa National Startup Competition na yun from our program, from our cohort. And we want to produce more of those startups pa na hindi lang idea yung meron. It's actually a business, no? So they're closing deals, they're closing clients already, and we're happy with that. So, yun, ganun yung nangyayari. And hopefully, no, magtuloy-tuloy pa yung support din ng government, ng iba pang mga private sectors para we could really build a Philippines na capable, no? When it comes to blockchain and Web3. So, ngayon, may mga niluluto rin kami with DOST, hopefully with DICT din na mga activities, no, to help us become capable in terms of nation building, leveraging blockchain technology.
First of all, mahanap nga yung si Kasha, ba-interview din dito sa podcast. So, para pala kayong more than a hackathon, more than hackathon that you're making, para din kayo incubator kasi yung mga business ideas na nade-develop sa inyong ecosystem ay actually nagiging startup din. So parang you also incubate them and help them become real businesses. Now, how large is the team behind the block? And you said na this is a non-profit, no? So may mga full-time work ba kayo?
Actually, most of the members ng team namin, may mga full-time job talaga sila. Ang team namin is just 6 of us na core ng team. So 6 kami. And then, yun nga, mostly may mga job din. Tapos, we're operating through mga grants din na nakukuha namin from different sectors, no? So may mga foundation working with us, giving us grants to operate, to do their mga activities din dito sa Philippines. May mga private institution giving us grants and donations in order for us naman din to maybe to promote their product, to promote their project. And we're very picky with we're very picky rin with the partners that we're working with. Especially, of course, we want to make sure na yung product nila, yung business nila, or yung project nila is something helpful talaga for the Filipino people, no? So, hindi lang yung tipong, ito kasi willing magbigay ng pera to, sige, take natin. So, we don't do those kind of things, no? So, we've been approached many times na rin ng mga companies na ang goal lang talaga is onboard ng users, tapos wala naman talagang, alam mo yun, walang other parang ambag or contribution pa for us. So, we tend to not to work to those kind of mga organization din. Kasi, syempre, we wanna make sure that protected din yung community that we built
Siguro just to ask lang about the about the Web3 community in the Philippines. What do you think about the Filipino Web3 community? Kasi I always hear na parang very cooperative and very collaborative. What do you think about that? And maybe siguro what are the good things, and maybe nagkaroon ba like ng challenges like in your blockchain education, like in blockchain adoption? Kumbaga, Kasi minsan parang yun nga, I mean, up until now naman parang may somehow may aversion pa rin ibang tao sa crypto na, 'di ba? Yung scam nga ganyan. So, what have been like the good things and maybe what have been like the challenges lang in this whole thing that you're doing?
To be honest with you, the Web3 space in the Philippines is very small. So people know people, no? We know each
Yeah.
other. Kaya nga sinasabi ko dito na parang your reputation is very important sa space na to kasi ang liit pa ng space. So everyone knows everyone. So pag may mga events, magkikita-kita kayo magkikita-kita sa mga events kasi ang liit pa lang ng space. Siguro if there's one thing that I like the most dito sa Web3 space is yun nga, sabi mo nga kanina, no? Very collaborative yung community. So community are willing to work with each other. The problem lang is meron din mga bad actors din sa space. When I say bad actors, ito yung mga tao na nagki-credit grab, nagki-claim ng mga activities na ginagawa ninyo na hindi naman parang kanila yung activity na hindi naman sila yung talagang nagko-contribute. May iba naman na parang harapan gagayahin yung mga ginagawa ninyo. Parang, uy, nag-work yun Sige, gawin din natin yan. Tapos, ang nangyayari, people will see na parang, ba't parehas kayo ng ginagawa? Parang, bakit ganon? Because, again, they see kumbaga, they see that it's working. So, dahil small pa yung community, yung space, at the same time, wala pa rin talagang, parang alam yon, wala ka pang masasabi na parang solid business model sa space na to because it's still relatively new. So, everyone is still navigating the space to the point nga na kagaya na sabi ko, uy, ito nag-work. Gayahin natin to, gawin din natin to kasi nag-work to. So, ganun yung problem sa space na to ngayon. And siguro, yun yung pinaka niya, no? Parang siguro yun yung pinaka TLDR niya. But, the idea is that, it's really good to be part of this community, to be part of this space itself. Kasi, napakaraming opportunity. And nabanggit ko na nga kanina, di ba? Blockchain is one of the top 5 na industry na currently in demand ngayon within sa global space, no? So, nakita ko yung parang recent na job report. Number 3 ang blockchain when it comes to demand na mga workers globally, no? So, it's not just for developers or programmers but also for those people na hindi man developer or programmer pero nasa side naman ng business. It could be sales, marketing, business developer. So, siguro people relations. Nandun yung opportunity. And hindi pa lang to nakikita siguro ng mas maraming mga students or even mga professionals dahil doon sila nakapokus sa mga current na tech stack Like alam mo yun, AI, dyan sila nakapokus ngayon kasi yan talaga yung isa sa mga maingay, no? So, and then the traditional mga pa rin, mga programming language. So, usually when we talk to developers, simple lang naman ang sinasabi namin Pag nagpunta ka sa LinkedIn, nag-search ka ng tech stack na alam mo, kunwari JavaScript or Python, lalabas doon napakaraming tao yung may ganong skill set. It could be 500K or 1 million people with that kind of skill set. Tapos pwede mo siya i-narrow down to Philippines para makita mo ilan bang mga Filipino people sa LinkedIn yung may ganong skill set. So ang madami pa rin. Pero pag pinalitan mo yun ng blockchain, Diyos ko minsan hindi ka pa nga makapag next page Kasi ganun palang kaunti yung mga tao merong knowledge sa technology na to. So, in terms of opportunity talaga, napakalaki pa ng opportunity sa space. Hindi pa lang din siguro nakikita ng mas maraming tao.
Yeah, actually ito nga yung mga parang ito talaga yung nangyayari when you're dealing with a relatively new tech field. Kumbaga pausbong pa lang na tech in this whole space So may human nature talaga na may mga ganyan pero ang laki din talaga ng opportunities when you're a pioneer. So medyo risky rin talaga pero high reward naman talaga when you're a pioneer in a very new space. Now for our final question, Ellie, so ano nga bang future plans ni The Block? So how are you planning pa or how are you seeing The Block to grow pa in the future further? So ano ba ang mga gagawin ninyo for Block?
Okay. Right now, nandun na kami sa part na actually we're actively looking for a physical space ngayon.
Oh.
Wherein gagawin namin siyang community tsaka incubation hub. So anyone who wants to learn blockchain could go there. Tapos our plans is really to create that space as an ecosystem wherein pag pumunta ka doon as a startup founder, you have access to investors like angel investors, VCs, family offices. Pag pumunta ka doon sa space na yon, you have access to mentors magtuturo sa iyo about tech kung tech founder ka or business side if you're a non-tech founder. Tapos will help you connect to more access pa, no? The idea is that that space could become your distribution channel and your resource channel. So, kumbaga, parang, yun yung stigma eh. Parang, I want to start or dive into the world of Web3. Where to start? How do I start, no? So, ngayon, our goal is to put up that space so that anyone who wish to learn about Web3 or maybe accelerate their journey in the Web3 space, punta lang sila doon. The space is open for them. They could meet new people, like-minded individual na nagda-dive din into the world of Web3. And alam yun, they could learn together. And then at the same time, they could explore na pa yung mga opportunity that lies ahead, no? And that space is also open for mga nasa Web2 naman, no? So mga non-Web3 pa. It's open for them. They could go there. If they have events, they could host their events there. But we just have to, no, parang introduce ano ba yung blockchain and Web3 in order for them to be exposed din. Kasi in our experiences, the reason why yung ibang mga tech communities or even tech companies, especially sa Web2, but hindi sila nagda-dive into Web3 is because of a misconception. Mali kasi yung idea nila. Mali yung knowledge nila about Web3. So, hindi talaga nila na iintindihan completely or they don't fully understand how it works, how they could make use of it, how they could integrate. So, kaya nangyayari, parang they would rather not touch it because they don't understand. So, our goal is really to have that place, that physical space wherein go there, learn it, no? Learn it the proper way. And hopefully nga, if ever man, kasi nahirapan kami maganap talaga ng space ngayon. Ang last resort namin is really to talk to mga university partners din to give us facility, no? In fact, sa UP Diliman, we have before a physical space. We call it yung Cobra. That's the Center of Blockchain Research and Application. So, sa Department of Computer Science yun. But maybe we could, we could parang buhayin ulit yon yung facility na yun. Kasi, ginawa namin yung 2019. Ang problema, pag 2020, nagka-pandemic. So, kaya hindi na siya natuloy. But, ano na yun eh, parang funded yun eh, yung facility na yun for R&Ds. So, dahil nga nag-pandemic, hindi na siya natuloy. Pero, we're very much open and willing pa rin to put up that kind of space para students, not really students, but alumni, professionals could go there, then really learn, no, about blockchain pa. So, yun yung mga goal talaga.
Oo. Yeah, actually, ang ganda no. Ang ganda na para may Web3 center sa Pilipinas, na everything Web3 for anyone interested in the Web3 space. And as you said nga, para magkaroon ng interactions, mas magkaroon ng interactions and may mas mabuild na mga projects na later on baka pwede maging businesses or anything in the Web3 space. So, ayun, maraming salamat, Ellie, for this conversation. It's actually very nice to learn more about Web3 and kumbaga, actually, ang dami pa palang pwede mangyari sa Web3, And ang ganda nung napag-usapan natin kanina na yung possible future ng blockchain developers in the Philippines. I very much agree with that na dapat mas ma-equip pa natin ang ating mga engineers, ang ating mga developers para mas makasabay sa pag-usbong ng teknolohiya sa buong mundo, sa buong lipunan. By the way, if our listeners pala want to know more about Block, so maybe you can lead them to the website or to social media channels and invite them in your programs or invite them to join the community.
Sure, sige. Actually, we're using Linktree. So that's linktr.ee/the block. So by the way, yung block na yun is BLOKC. So nandun na lahat ng social media channels na meron kami. So that's the website, the Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. So nandun na lahat yung mga social media channel where we are active. So most of the time, mas active kami sa Twitter. So, or actually, Twitter and Facebook, doon kami mas active, no? So, check nyo lang yung link na yun. So, that's linktr.ee. So, linktree/the block. And you can find us all on all those social media channels na actively kaming nag-i-engage.
Yeah, and I'll put those links down in the description. So thank you very much, Ellie, for this conversation. And thank you for sharing more about what you're doing and more about the Web3 space or the blockchain space. Salamat.
Okay, sige. Thank you, Johnny. If ever man you need to get in touch with Kasha, just let me know. I will
Sige.
I'll introduce them to you.
Thank you very much to our 45 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskLexPH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and more. ROC.ph, our creative marketing partner. Get unlimited digital marketing services monthly. 1CFO, CFO services, bookkeeping and tax and payroll processing for startups and small businesses. Tuala, privacy-focused digital experience for sharing identity information across Web 2 and Web 3 ecosystems. And Space PH, global co-working space, private office, and meeting rooms for startups, digital nomads, and freelancers. Ignite Careers, career matching platform for Filipino talents and hiring companies in the outsourcing industry. Mamiki Super Pet App, the Philippines' first ever one-stop mobile app for pet products and services. Mata Technologies, Philippines' premier provider of virtual tours and maps for LGUs, real estate, tourism, and private businesses. MarketMind Local, a digital marketing company focused in helping small and medium businesses. Smile, consent-driven digital employment verification service to make smarter decisions faster. UBI Philippines, advocating universal basic income for Filipinos. BV Code Technologies, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. The Buzz Web3 microblogging app promoting freedom of speech and content ownership. Looking for buy and sell online with Sigurado sellers. NutriCoach, personalized nutrition and weight loss programs for you. Benjoy's food products, the home of premium bacon ends, Tapa, and Tocino. This episode is powered by Contact RFID Business Cards, Jure.ph, Big Giant Games, Founders Launchpad, Packetworks, Uplift Code Camp, Pareto Consulting, Agile Data Solutions, Hassle PH, Board Prep, Zales, Sirius MD. Please support the podcast through the links in the description.